Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Reggae Up Yourself Podcast with me, your host, the Fuchaman. And people, as you can see and scream, we got the great Peppery in the building. So we're going to find out a lot about Peppery and his musical journey and, the entire thing, where his background, everything. See? Because this is what it's about. So Peppery, welcome to the Reggae Up Yourself. How you doing?
Pleasure for the invite. Give thanks, and
Yes, man.
Everything.
Yeah, man. It's a real pleasure, and I'm looking forward to get more understanding of your story and the journey. So, without further ado, what is your government name?
Clayton.
Clayton.
Clayton Brown,
Clayton Brown. Yeah, okay.
One of the commonest surname about enough.
Certainly in Jamaica.
True.
Yes,
sir.
So where exactly in Jamaica are you from?
Chilani, Wire Fence district to be precise,
Okay, still. And you that's where you're born and raised, yes?
Born and raised before me reach to the UK, yeah. Grew up in the country. So.
Are you from a big family, like lots of siblings or what?
Yeah, well, not so big, but yeah, me have 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay, and where do you fall in between that?
I'm the wash belly, the last one.
Oh, the last one.
Yes, so I was always playing catch up and have to keep up and.
Yeah. Were you the one that get away? Were you the one that got away with murder then? Because they said the last one always gets away with everything.
Well, they used to send me to do the bidding, So yeah, I was a baby for a long time.
Okay, see.
My mom used to refer to me as the baby, like when people say, the baby, the big boy.
All right. So
big boy with big head.
Yeah. Well, I think Jamaican mothers like that. My mother still will check on me to see if I'm eating properly,
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, what was it like growing up in Chelani?
To be honest, it was fun, brother. Sometimes, appreciate everything until you don't have it around anymore. Because sometimes when I look at on these trees over here, I just wish, there were some mangoes and thing,
Yeah.
So we used to go mango bush, go river, play cricket, play football, fully active.
And Chelani is also well known for bananas and yam as well.
Yes, man, banana and yam, man. When you say yam, man, I weed that, man.
I know. I remember going to a place called Albertown to a yam festival a few times with my uncle that come from down that side. A place called House of Spring.
Well, Albertown.
His dad is from House of Spring.
Albertown is just down the road from me, and as I say, House of Spring. I was born in House of Spring Hospital.
Okay, seen. Yeah. All right. Yes. So that's somewhere that I visit when I was a youth as well. Because like I said, my uncle and one of my aunt, their dad is from House of Spring, you know what I mean? So last time I've been there, right. I went there about 3 years ago as well, when unfortunately one of them passed away. But anyway, so let's talk about music. Because you're very prolific in the UK here. And before you even answer that, there's something that I'm looking forward to talk to you about later in the interview, is this musical feud between you and Deadly Hunta. But we're not going to go there yet. I just want people to know that is coming. So, how early did your musical journey started out, though? Is this something you always do as a kid, or is that later in your life?
I started writing my own little short rhymes, like a short lyrics them.
Yes.
From around age 10, what I mean? And but I started out like pirating as like a lot of other artists, copying Papa song, what I mean, and know them by heart and singing them for the bigger boys and what I mean, until we started making our own, and then people started encourage and just make more and more lyrics start getting longer. What I mean, a bit more structured and all this sort of thing. But yeah, from age 10, really.
Okay. So were you one of the artists that grew up in Jamaica that was on sound system as well, or not?
Well, you don't know, especially in them times that every area have 3, 4, 5 sounds, what I mean, around your surroundings. So obviously, used to go and touch the mic, more while, and then, like I said, more encouragement and things. So I was the man who them always, come for me and say, come deal with it. Any artist come through the area and need a brushing up. Of the Peppery, I said, come in, I'm gonna pass through, come deal with him.
That's that. So what about church? Did you sing in church as well or not?
At one point I was a Christian, to be honest. I got into church, I think around age 12, 13.
Okay.
And I didn't make the choir, but to be honest, when they formed a little choir in my primary school, I was on that, the teacher obviously noticed something and, put me as part of this school choir.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, so basically, so then you leave church to go back to the dance hall.
Yes, the dance hall called me forward, I want to tell you, when I left out of the church, I think the first dance I went to was a sound clash.
Okay. Can you remember what sound it was? Can you remember what sound?
Yeah, man, it was our local sound called Fantasy.
Okay.
And I forgot the sound what they were clashing with still, but it was our sound,
Okay. So then from there on, I think you were still within teenage years at that point.
Yeah, about around 13, something like that. 13,
you didn't spend 14. Very long in the church then.
Not really. Not really, because I was a bit of a curious kid, like many other kids still, but perhaps a bit extra curious. So I used to ask a lot of questions, especially as the last one in the house.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're just a bit inquisitive and want to know because you want to rise up on the levels of your older brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So even going into school as a Christian now, my woodwork teacher was a Seventh-day Adventist. You know what I mean? Sometimes we used to spend like half of the school lesson talking about, God and the whole thing. And then we have in our area now, you have different denominations within the Christian society. So I was in New Testament Church of God, and then we have Pentecostal around the area. So I used to have reasoning with, So how come we using one Bible and, we have different points and stuff. So, until I woke up on Rasta, which made the most sense to me.
Okay, and when at what stage was this?
I wasn't a Rasta until I came to England still, but from in Jamaica, I didn't put on locks, I should say, but from the 13, 14 same way, I still, like I said, talking to Rastaman same way, and they made the most sense to me, telling us about, your history and, you're from Africa and, you know what I mean? Something what you can relate to and make you, because I like history as well.
That's true. That's a good thing. It's very important, as they say, though, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going, right?
Exactly.
All right. So you've been in the UK now. So did you actually record any song in Jamaica?
No, to be honest, I never even been into a recording studio in Jamaica. It was just sound system, a few sound system around the area, and stage show with sound system. And I think I went and I used a band like once because my friend came in our area. They were doing a little mini tour. My friend Bigatan.
Yes.
We went to Homewood Technical High School together. So they were doing a little show with General Trees and Small Axe and some more artists. And by him coming into our area, he linked me up and let me get a piece. What I mean? No rehearsal, nothing.
That's
good. You don't know we coming from them era there where you just say run a rhythm. You're not specialized in no rhythm.
But when growing up in Jamaica around sound system or got called on stage, there's no place for rehearsal. What is rehearsal? I never heard of rehearsal until I came to England.
You must always ready.
You got to be ready. So when you arrived in the UK, did you actually straight away try to pursue your musical career, or did you take a break?
Well, 100%. Coming into England, you wanted to find.
I just lost.
You wanted to make links, music links, but it wasn't straight away.
Okay.
You know, it was just that meeting people, hanging out with the younger youths, them our age group and stuff,
Yeah.
until I realized there was a recording studio, community recording studio, and I
Okay.
ended up ventured over there at one point.
Yes.
And I mean, it was more about R&B and hip hop, youths rapping and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I was like a ragaman, as as they call you at them type there,
Yes.
Ragaman come on the scene now and start spit the rap one. Everything does raw, straight and country, bam, and the people them take on to it. And I was working at that studio for like quite some time. I think I made about 40 something tune at
Yeah.
that studio. I think we had like two of them released. One of them got signed to BMG, and we did
Okay.
a little tour called. They made a CD called In the City.
Yeah.
So I came to Manchester for the first time on that because they were like choosing artists from community studios from around the country. So I ended
Okay.
up coming to Manchester and London and stuff like that. But yeah, I got a lot of practice from there. I didn't know about bars and what I mean, the full
Yes.
structure of the lyrics. We were just working like on vibe.
Yes.
You make your chorus
Yes, man.
and you make
Of
your
course.
verse. And whenever I feel to stop the verse and come back at your chorus, no
Yes.
matter if a
Yes.
5 bar or 7.
The funniest thing about that, I feel like we both shared similar journey,
Yeah.
because I am also a country boy from Jamaica, and in country, growing up in the hills, there was no studio anywhere, so I was like just grabbing mic anywhere and little sound system around the area, and
Yeah.
school and church the same. Arrived in the UK. When I first arrived in the UK, I was in Kent. Um, I remember going to this place as well in Tunbridge Wells where they had these like called the Forum, and this was
Yeah.
the first exposure I'm getting to to the stage in England. And these guys was
Okay.
like hip hop. I think Danny Comer and Natty something, I can't remember, but they were rappers. And
Okay.
because I've spoken with them and let them know, I'm a bit of a dancehall artist from Jamaica at the time, because I was like well into dancehall, grew up. It's always all about Bunty, Beanie, and Buju as a kid growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I remember going on stage there in Kent, and there was I was pretty much the only black person in there apart from the mixed race guys that I was playing with. And
See.
I was chatting in patois and everybody, the crowd was going nuts. And I'm pretty sure no one ever clue what I was saying, but I think it
Yeah.
was a bit refreshing to them that there was something else going on, and it was this guy from
Yeah.
Jamaica. So
True.
I get it. So I feel you where you're coming from with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you done that, did a lot of recording release with people and BMG and thing. Can you remember what your first actual track that you record is?
Now I can't remember the first track, but the song what was signed to BMG is called "Run Me Down." It was like,
Okay.
"Y'all them a run me down anywhere the bongo turn," cause people who know me from time know say I used to be called Bongo Chili until I
Yes,
actually
true.
changed the name to Peppery.
That's what
Upgraded.
that's what I know. That's what I know you as initially,
Same.
Congo Chili.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before we get too carried away, I needed to do a bit more of that song.
I can't remember much of it, but say, to be honest, that song is still out there doing its thing because my publisher, I'm a member of my publishing team,
Yes.
linked me recently about that song to say that Universal was collecting royalties on my behalf on that, and if I have any clue, why that is. Yeah, and I had to go back into the story to say, I don't know, but it was signed to BMG. Then they revealed that BMG or Universal, they have some links together.
Yes,
So,
a lot of the major labels these days, they're like sister companies. If you want to know them,
exactly.
they're all in the same building, basically.
Yeah.
And when you ring, they will ask you, do you want to speak to us? We're trying to get through EMI, Sony, or Polydor, or whatever. All of them is
Yeah.
like the same phone line. First
Yeah.
contact is it go to all of them. So, you know what I mean? They all I think one of the problem in the music business, if you like, is the major label and the major people working together, and the ones that should be working together working against each other.
Yeah.
The ones
So
who need
imagine,
the support more.
imagine sometimes you have to mind how you tread because you might have a falling out with one and think, okay, I have the choice to go over there, but no.
It's his brother running that one, his best friend. Yeah. All right. So Bongo Chili, then Peppery. Let's talk about why you changed your name to Peppery before we go any further.
It was when I moved to Manchester. I think things and time change, and you have rebranding and things more come up to date and stuff. And I spent at that time I was working with a virgin called Heavy, a producer, and we spent a lot of time in the studio. Is a sound system up here called Classic, and we were using their studio. We had the opportunity to use their studio 24/7.
Yes.
So basically, we just took the opportunity to start hone the craft a bit more and try to find like a more fresher sound to keep more current. Because back in our time, not to say that we are dinosaur, but back in our time, you have rough vice, the bujo, the bunty. And, we sort of felt that, okay, we have to sort of leave that because I've got a sort of heavy voice, not to blow me one trumpet, but it's just natural like that. So it was just a matter of now learning to control my voice to make it be different from stage to actually recording songs. These were the reasons that we were having, me and the producer. So let's record songs with melodies, verses that go up and down, different dynamics and stuff, and sort of find the right tone, cut out the harshness and the cool down and the fire. Just when we are recording songs and stuff like that. And then we decided that, okay, something, freshen up the name as well, because Bongo Chili sound like a veteran, Bongo Rastaman and thing. And so, but we never really want to stray from that because it's not that we did change direction as such. We still have the same principle and thing, but obviously we have to, like I said, the branding and stuff, you have to keep the thing up to date. So that's what we decided. Yeah, we just change the name, freshen up Peppery. Bongo Chili is Peppery.
Okay, but why Peppery though?
I think we was gonna go for Pepperman, but then we say that a bit sound a bit cliche a bit, And like I said, we put it like a description, like I said, Bongo Chili is Peppery, lyrically Peppery.
Okay.
So it is an adjective and a noun in one.
All right, and hear that, people. Bongo Chili is Peppery, and I think some fiery thing is kicking off with Peppery and Deadly Hunta. So we are come to that still, but we are travel. So how did you find the scene? Did you find in the UK? Did you feel like you're gonna have to work a lot harder to be established than if you was in the same position in Jamaica making?
I mean, yeah. When you're in Jamaica, I mean, you wouldn't have thought that, but when you actually came now, you realize that, okay, wow, because like it was a culture shock in the first place. Yeah, and I remember the first Christmas over here was like, I thought, well, they're gonna be rides and fairground sort of thing and music, sound system, everything, and like Jamaica.
Yeah.
And like, so I even ventured out on the road on Christmas Day, snow and everything, and nobody out there. We make a little walk down to the local hangout and stuff,
You're not the only one. I remember me and my cousin went to a pub on Boxing Day, going down there thinking there would be a lot of people. When we got down there, like, the pub was just about open, and there was only a couple open. All of them was locked. We end up looking like idiots. So it's a wake up call. You know what I mean? It's a wake up call.
Definitely a wake up call. Yeah. So we realized that, wow.
Because in Jamaica, there would be parties going on in the street and sound system and all kind of things.
Man. The place comes alive, man, like never before.
Yeah.
So with that, I get to realize that, okay, and to be honest, in them times, they didn't dancehall, you could tell the difference. In them times, that you could tell this is not from yard. This beat is not from yard.
Yes.
Obviously over the years now people get more, sound and technology move on, and when when people make rhythm now, reggae or dancehall, you can't really tell that, it's not from Jamaica or not. You don't know where it's from.
That's true. That's
But
true.
in
That's
those
true.
days, so we struggled a bit with sounds and,
Mm-hmm.
the poof, poof never sounds so rounded and boom, boom, like,
Yes,
So we were
yes.
struggling with that sort of thing. So that's why I said, like, when I went to the studio, we ended up making like over 40 odd songs. And because the engineer was like, every time he reach a point, him think make a new rhythm and stuff. And it's because I was just lyrically
Yes.
fire them time, the lyrics just flowing, flowing, flowing. So it was interesting for him, to make beats and beats, but he couldn't really get to finish them. Over time, I get to realize that even now, producers are still like that. Even in
Yeah.
this time here in UK, when you have technology come so far and people have big studio or even compact studio with Pro Tools and the nicest of nicest, they're still not finishing beats, some of the producers. And I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
thinking, if people have this in Jamaica, I mean, come on now.
And they go back
So
and or they go back and change it over and over and lost the feel for the rhythm was when you first like
yes, man.
it.
So you get to realize over time that it's more of a struggle,
Yeah.
but after a while I get to, when you have to accept things how it is,
Yes,
and
sir.
rather than complain about it, you just sort of narrow down your contacts and, start working with people who are more serious.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, try to stop waste your time because obviously, but by then you would have realized you waste a lot of time, but you can't really look back at it as regret because you still were using your voice
Yes.
and thing. And to be honest, like I said, I don't look upon things as regret because even some songs where come on to the promotion side as well, even when some producers do put out the songs, they don't really put any promotion behind it. Like they
Yes.
expect the product to sell itself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So sometime, I just realized that, something I'm gonna gather these tunes. So I've done I think 2 or 3 mixtapes so far. Because I don't like waste music, Bridging. I'm not into the disposable sort of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we use them for mixtape and some songs what I didn't get released. Actually, I'm working on a new EP now. I've got about 7 songs where never really come out. But
Yeah.
every time I record, over the years, like I say, I try to perfect my craft. So I try to do good recording once and for all.
Yes.
So I save my files. So like I said, I got like 7 tracks now what never really get released, and we bring
Yeah.
it to my brethren. Top secret.
All right.
So
So
we're turning that into an EP,
yeah, so we have another Peppery album as yet then.
Yeah, I've done 2 albums.
Okay. What they call?
Yeah, the first one was a 15-track album.
Hmm.
Forgot what the album called, but and then the last one was called Battlefield, a 10-track album.
Okay.
And like I said, with the promotion as well. With
Yes.
with the last album is like we're working on it and get everything mastered, get the artwork only to
Yeah.
find out like at the end when we have the finished product, like a week or 2 later, the virgin was just linked me and said, basically, he's been suffering from depression, and which obviously you have to understand
Yeah,
life and stuff.
that's
So I
a
couldn't do
serious
anything, but so
problem
it
that
was
is
just like,
affecting.
yeah, that was just like it. Okay, it's out now, but I have no help with the promotion or
Yeah.
nothing or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's the
it is
journey,
one of, it is one of them things. I think like certainly in England, it's a very difficult place to live, and it's not very easy to avoid depression. I think it's something that affects
Sure,
most of the nation right now. Um,
sure.
I mean, especially in the current pandemic. So how
Yeah.
how are you spending your time right now in the lockdown where limited amount of opportunity to go out and perform?
Well, I just cope, you know what I mean? Because like I said, with depression and stuff like that, I don't really do that because I think if you get into depression, it's up to you who have to pull yourself out, you know?
Yeah,
Uh, so
I
I sort of figured out that, something before me get down there and have to struggle to
yes,
pull myself out, then I'm just not doing that.
yes.
You know what I
I
mean?
think you might
So
have to share your secret because a lot of people would like to know how to pull themselves out and how to avoid getting it because I think it can cause from a variety of things.
sure, but I think you just have to just what I found out at one point still is that, something,
Mm-hmm.
a majority of the problems that you will face in life, you will get over it.
That's true.
At some point, due with time or so, you have a problem now and it might go on for 2-3 weeks or whatever. You stress out over it and then you realize that, you know something? After 3 weeks, let's say sorted. So you realize that you sort of waste that stressing out that time. So I take a different approach now is that I try to figure out, when we have a problem, I try to figure out how to solve it, spend the time to solve it. And if I try to figure out how to solve it and can't solve it, then I just leave it to time.
Yes,
and like I said, it will more than likely sort itself out.
Yes, things will get better. It just depends on the person and the circumstances. Sometimes it's not as easy as said or done, you know. But I understand your point of view as well.
Yeah, and remember, we all go through problems. You must think that we all go through problems. Every man might think, you know, their problem is the heaviest.
Well, naturally, every man burden is the heaviest.
So you have to have a positive outlook. Yeah. You have to have a positive. Like, if I have something to do, rather than complaining about it, even if it's a difficult task, the time I'm going to spend to complain about it, I start it.
Get up and get going, right?
I just get up and just start it.
Yeah.
And if I reach in the middle and me never get to finish it, I don't look at it on it like, okay, I regret I wasted my time. I just start, you know, something. I tried, I learned from that, and at least it fixed anyway.
Yeah. Tell me this as well. Tell me this as well. I noticed you have been doing like somewhat of an exercise class workout on Instagram lately. What is this about? Is that a new career path you're looking into, or you're trying to get the world fit? What's going on?
To be honest, I always believe in exercise too, you know, because like from in high school, I was in the cadets.
Yeah.
You know, me and the brethren Bigaton and stuff. And you know, we used to get up, we do camping, we get up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You run up and down, and you know what I mean, you push press up even on your knuckles, whatever. So you know, I got some discipline from that. You know, so I mean, I don't exercise 24/7. Sometimes I slack off, you know, I'm a human being. So
anytime, so the only time when you actually do exercise when we see on Instagram.
No, it just recently I started back still, you know, and I like to make everything fun. Whether I make music or exercise, you know, make it fun, get some joy out of it.
It makes sense. It makes sense. You know what I mean? Share the joy around, you know what I mean? It's good.
Yeah, man.
If you put a smile on somebody else's face, then you know what I mean? Evidently, I'm laughing because I saw some exercise he was doing the other day.
The man expert.
Yeah. All right. Now, so basically, you have been. I noticed you've been working with Timbali as well, of late.
Yeah, about 2 years now or something like that. We started.
Yeah.
You know, it all started from we did one a reggae track together. How the place are run. I think it was G Duppy from Radar Records linked me with Timbali.
Yeah, man.
And he sent me, I think, 3 or 4 rhythms, and I chose that one for how the place are run. So we did that, and then we did a music video, and then we did another one, Moving Up, and then we did a video for that as well. And yeah, we just have that chemistry. I respect Timbali as a great producer.
Yeah, man.
You know, he's got the ears, and he plays guitar as well, so he's musically inclined like that.
Yes.
Unlike me, where, you know, I just go off of ears. I don't know no A sharp, B flat, whatever.
This is a common situation with me and my band as well. When they start talking about keys, I said the only keys I know is the one to open my house door and start. One key is that I know nothing about the key, you know what I mean? I know nothing about the key. So
I mean, as a talk about key, you know, I remember like when I started going to that recording studio over here in the earlys.
Yes.
And I remember one point when the guy was saying, "You're off key." And I said, "Off key?" I said, "No, let's sit down on the rhythm. No, the rhythm." And you know, but over time, you know, you learn and them thing there. And now, it's like you can hear it if you're off key, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, man. And when you can
And
feel it,
it's annoying.
you can feel it as well,
You
just by
feel it.
singing, you can feel when they drop off the rhythm, it's like falling off a bike, when you do it long enough.
Yeah,
man.
when you're out of key, it feels just so wrong and it's irritating.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I like to watch shows on YouTube, live stage shows.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some of these artists don't learn from the veterans, but I like to watch, some Capleton, some Anthony B, some Buju, and sometimes I notice some artists make a bag of noise, before, like Capleton is one of them. He make a bag of noise, hype up the crowd, and then when he finally drop to sing the song, him drop perfectly on key.
Yeah, man.
That's a skill, Bridging. That's a skill.
It is a skill. I mean, we had a conversation with Beanie Man last night about people not playing homage to the legends and the people that inspire us to do the things we do, and we got to show respect to those people that we learn from. You know what I mean? So I totally got that as well. You know what I mean? I actually too was one of them guys who running away and rhythm and running left the rhythm, and sometimes running out of breath. And there's a guy called Daddy Freddy. You probably heard of him. He was a legend.
Daddy Freddy, man, my godfather, man.
Yeah, man. Daddy Freddy said to me one day in the studio, I was in the studio with him one day, and he said to me, Future, slow down, listen to the rhythm. Clarity is more important. You're fighting the rhythm. Just listen to the rhythm and relax.
Daddy Freddy ride rhythm differently,
Yes, man.
Daddy Freddy timing is a sick timing,
Yes, man. So I learned that from him, and that made a massive difference. You know what I mean? And perfect Giddy Money, I learned stuff from as well, but the performance side, just like you, if I'm going on stage, I watch a lot of these guys that I love how they perform, and I practice some of their stuff.
You get some things from them,
Yeah, man. It's important, and it's good to actually show and credit and respect for those people that we get these things from and don't act as if we actually own these things and we
exactly. That's some artists just pull up at this ego and them thing. But we Fuchaman, we genuinely love music. We never come into music to make money or we just about the hype and the car fast car and the big house mansion and this and that. We genuinely love it. So that's why we love artists and respect artists, and we like to see a good performance. So therefore we want to give good performance as well,
You want people to remember that you was there on stage when they leave.
Yeah. Virgin, sometimes I see some of these artists, not gonna call no name, but to them start a song and pull up, dash for that, and can't even finish 2 sentences good out of them big song.
I know. Well, I had I probably shouldn't call that artist name because the really big artist that is like one of my favorite artists as well. But I went to Spain, and this guy said that he loved this artist so much, and he bought a ticket for him and his wife and his kids, and when they go there, the guy was just sing 2 words from the song and then pull up and gone into another song. He said he thought that the guy was going to come at some point and actually sing the song. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I think a lack of experience, and what for people who watching stuff in Jamaica from the early days, they think that is way to go because that work in Jamaica. But when somebody like your song in England or in Europe, when somebody like your song, they want you to sing that song. Even if you're doing a whole show, people don't want to see you doing more than 4 or 5 pull-ups within a whole set. Sometimes they get frustrated. They just want to hear the song. And talking about watching people, I watched Chronix and people like those, and Chronix did a short Boomtown, and he didn't have 1 pull-up right through. He just sang the whole concert. He didn't even really stop to talk. It was just music talking, and it was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Saying that, I seen Chronix at Boomtown, it may be a different time or whatever, but I was in the crowd and really
2 years ago
performance.
Was it 2
around 2 years ago or so?
That's the same one that was the same one that's the same one I saw, yeah.
Yeah, man, enjoyed it fully. Well, Chronix is a different man, I just see Chronix have like an old soul.
Yes, man.
So say respect the veteran them.
And he play homage to them all the time. I heard him speaking about them.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true. That's true. So
anybody can go in the studio nowadays now with a Pro Tool and patch 2 lines together and then use auto tune or Melodyne and fix the keys together. And then to go on stage now is a total different thing. Whereas back in the days, some people usually record and write the tune, perform the songs on sound systems at dancehall before sometime long before they go and record it on record.
Well, I think this is one of the reasons and one of the things that a lot of people, a lot of veteran artists is talking about now is the fact that a lot of kids can just have a hit song from their bedroom but never been on stage once. So they never actually been on stage. They never performed for nobody. They didn't have to work hard and learn their craft before they come out and start running on stage. You know what I mean? So so I think that's one of the things that I heard them saying is one of the things for the artists them now. But my question about that while we're on that, music and reggae music and dancehall music has evolved greatly over the years, and I'm talking to you about dancehall because I think you're more a dancehall artist than roots reggae. Is that correct? Would you agree with that?
To be honest, maybe a 50-50 balance, you know, because I was lucky to grow up in that time where I remember when whenever like a sound man play a reggae track, this was called like a big tune, a big rhythm.
Yeah, man.
So can you handle them big rhythm,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we grew like that where we had to master both. Because it was easier to ride the boof, 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 rather than a rubber dub and a groove.
Yeah,
you know, we have to time it right and fix the thing. So well, I said both really.
But okay, so how do you the music, reggae music, dancehall music has evolved and changed almost completely within the last 10, 12 years or so?
Within the last decade,
How do you see it better now or worse? Do you think it changed for the best or not?
Well, we can't fight change, but I mean everything become more artificial. We have to admit that. So the realness has gone, as in with everything. Woman them fake, no disrespect. The auto-tune, the fake, social media fake. So we are moving into a fake world. We are in a fake world already. You know what I mean? So, whereas in them times, you would have to have real talent, you know what I mean? Just know how to do things.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you are doing less and making technology and filters and whatever work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So with that now, I'm still more of a realist.
Yes.
Just me personally.
Right. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. So one of the big thing on the dancehall scene as well, I mean, in Jamaica, and it's actually stretched to the UK and other countries now as well, is like a lot of artists is bleaching their skin out, so they think that if they got a lighter skin, they will reach further in the music business. Is that something that you would consider?
Remember, me done do my song, you know. You would have never see me bleach, and I chat about me bleaching reach. Me, tall, dark, and handsome, and the girl them say me sweet. Me done do that already. Me would have never ever bleach out my skin, but each to them own. I'm not gonna tell somebody say, yo, don't bleach, because you must know.
Yes.
This is what I believe, you know. People must know for themselves, even within this situation what we are in now. People have to do their own research. I believe that. Take responsibility and do your own thing. So if you decide that bleaching is you, then you go bleach. But me personally would have never bleach.
All right. Peppery, before we go any further, because we got a big story to come, but I need to give we need give me a freestyle right now, and then we're gonna go to the next important factor of this interview.
What's that pose that new kid and the black. Me go lance and attack and I watch everything. I just back. Which either wanna come clash with the real tap. You me chat me a rock on the chat music on the clack. Very hard like a soup in a pot, you know, wanna get one with that. Could a long, could a short, could a maga, fat. Let's get out the way when you hear me, I say, come and come to play, okay? We taking over the spot, but tell them we come fish out the warning. No, not tomorrow morning. Tell them still looking at me face, me now grin. This a no deal, this a no bargain.
Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like there's a bit of a message in there. So let's talk about this. This is what the world needs to know about right now, because I had a conversation in an interview with Deadly Hunta, you know, the other day, and I think there was something happened. Can you tell me about this song you sing, pointing it towards Deadly Hunta in particular? Can you tell me what's going on?
Well, to be honest, I'm not gonna dig too deep in that, but you know, remember we did nowadays they don't have a lot of rhythm coming out where with various artists on it and stuff. Like one time. So we're coming from them era and P Skinner, shout out to P Skinner from Reading. When he launched the Revolution Reading, where we were all on it. You blaze a fire upon it. Yes. Terrible. Yes. Same Deadly Hunta on it, various artists, Blackout J.A. and Bandulo from Austria. Yeah. Which everybody knows, and me pack him up and send him back.
Yes, because I remember the feud with you and Bandulo. I can't say I know exactly how it ended, but you say that you destroy him.
He might not accept that he got destroyed. His supporters may not. But
all right. Well, Bandulo
in suitcase.
All right, well, Bandulo, if you're listening, we're gonna need you to come and defend this argument in your interview. So
yes, we can defend it because we are not for censorship.
All right. So you destroy Bandulo, send him on his way back to Austria.
Send him back in suitcase. Yes.
All right. So
then, now on the next rhythm, what put out by P Skinner, we realize that Deadly Hunta blaze a fire now. Neat like it's a psychological warfare.
Okay.
Maybe because me brush up Bandulo like that, him thinks you know something. Me I come hard on this, and make them DJ and know say, yo, don't mess.
True. Yes.
So we notice him shade everybody.
Yes.
Let's be truthful, him shade everybody, but him go make the mistake and say burn them up like hot pepper. And I say, hold on. I really the Peppery.
Yeah.
Him a pre.
Yeah.
But me leave it. Can't go hard in that tune, with style and pattern and them things. I'm a lyricist, me like lyrics, like Junior Gang is one of my favorite artists, me like lyrics. Saying, and we notice Deadly Hunta time have a way with words to one them thing. You know what I mean? Him love words, a bit of a wordsmith.
So, yeah, man.
Say, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I would think that it seemed like he must style me directly.
Okay. So your hands are back.
I leave it for a while.
Yes.
I don't know the art of war.
Yes.
You can't make your enemy dry you out, You have to work, fight on your terms.
Yes.
So I leave it and make it cool.
Yeah.
And then me say, you know something, me I go strike now, time for launch. Me I go drop a bomb now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think he felt it because he responded and he got a song in he got his reaction song is out Monday coming. So
right.
So within a couple of days we will hear what Deadly Hunta have to say about what he think about Peppery's song. But Peppery, because we're talking about it, for those who haven't heard it yet, I need you to drop us a cappella. The stage is yours.
You better keep silent. I know make me get violent. Come and return up at your door without appointment. Silent. I know make me get violent. Me's a boy not textile man. You better keep silent. I know make me get violent. Come in with on your little petty excitement. Silent. I know make me get violent. Me no oil, me no lotion, me no cream, me no ointment. One bag of chat for the bye. And now you alone can bust a bye. Me no fear alien, but a sci-fi. Don't try this, me. Don't bother try. I will make your mother cry. Try that crap with some other guy. In fact, don't try that. Why? You might end up with a black eye. George, pudding and pie. You know, kiss girl and make them cry. Real
man. Well. So people, you see, this is what's going on. And I spoke to Deadly Hunta, and if he ain't taking that line down, he's gonna let Peppery know that he is the man. Deadly Hunta. So this is amazing for me because you're two artists that I rate, and I'm not taking side on any part of it. but I'm just enjoying the excitement. And Deadly Hunta told me, he said, Peppery is gonna be put right back in his place where he belongs because he is the man. And I mean, like, sorry, Deadly, I did tell Deadly that I was gonna let you know that he's coming when I speak to you in your interview. So he's aware that we was gonna have this conversation. But you have made a statement, and Monday, his song is coming out. And also Monday, you will be able to, right here on the Reggae Up Yourself podcast, you'll be able to watch Deadly Hunta's reaction to the song and hear for yourself. What do you think about this idea of you thinking that you're, the Dan and not him? So there's two bad bull in a pen right. There's a two bad bull right now.
We never back from no clash at all. Because I mean, dancehall has always been a competitive thing. You know what I mean? From back in the days, even when you're sparring, you and your artist friend, you bounce off of each other and you make sure say both are your sharp.
True.
You understand me, like razor. So you always have to be witty, and every dancehall artist make it a point. If you check your catalog, I bet you have some defensive tune in there as well. You know what I mean?
I started out as a dancehall artist, so
there you go.
Whatever thing was I go on. So nobody know, like I don't get drawn out anymore, you know what I mean? For the longest time now. We just have burned the fire of righteousness and Babylon system and thing and sing a love song for the ladies them. So we are gonna let you, you guys that is still in the dancehall vibes answer that.
It's a musical thing. I don't know. We not get no personal because we're not emotional. This is it now with even some of these artists nowadays, Them have too much of a thin skin and emotional and so much yes man around them, gas them up and all these sort of things that them forget that dancehall was always been like that.
Sorry, they start making it too personal.
Too personal.
That's true, yes.
You understand me? You take it out. You don't see no boxer. Brethren, remember, that dancehall thing is a thing like this where you would see artists on stage. Two artists might just buck up. And I just lyrics for lyrics.
True.
Gun lyrics, even though I'm not really gun thing, but like I say, you have to have some defensive thing. Cause remember, me even have a tune say, everybody bad, so assume semi bad. You know what, we talk, we know have to walk and brag semi bad. Because it's like that. So you can't just underestimate any man, whether physically or lyrically or whatever.
Well, you understand lyrically right now, I think you're going to have to brag that you're bad because Deadly Hunta is coming on. So you're gonna have to change that style if you want to stay up. If you want to stay in this race right now, you're gonna have to take everything, pull everything out.
In the art of war, you have to be flexible and ready to adjust to your way. So we're there, we're ready.
From what Deadly Hunta told me, and he's a lyrical genius. From what he told me, you're gonna have to pull out everything out the bag to stay in this race.
Well, we have the sword, them, we have the bombs, them, we have the grenade, them, with the rocket launcher, them, we have the Gatling. So, strategy.
All right. So, what is next for Peppery right now? Apart from Deadly Hunta War, because we know that this is something that is amazing.
We can multitask, Cares what they say about men that we can't multitask and everything, that we can multitask. You know what I mean? We are lyricists, we have to live our life and we have to do music and stuff like that. So I still can murder Deadly Hunta lyrically and still deal with my thing over here. Right. So we have an EP. We have an EP working on now with me and Tim Barley.
Yeah.
And we have a video coming out shortly. We shot that video already from the EP, so we're gonna release that.
Yes.
And we're taking our time and you know what I mean, in this time, you can't too rush. Whereas I believe in, when you grow, dancehall is a fast-paced world and artists will do 50,000 songs. But me personally, working at my own pace and believe in more quality over quantity.
True.
You know what I mean? It's not like one time when you want a voice pan every rhythm and you just want a record and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, we mature and decided that we're gonna spend more time and record properly, and you don't have to run because we don't have a catalog already.
Yeah. That's
you know what I mean?
That's good, but I think in the midst of this war, it could be a lot of song coming out because you don't want to be taking too long to respond when Deadly start unleash all of these new songs he got coming out, pointing at you. You're gonna have to.
Deadly Hunta could have released 5 songs, 10 songs, and me use one and kill him.
Well, he sent you a message. Actually, before you go, I did give him the opportunity to send you a message the other day, and he did send you a message. So you have to send him a message now. Like, I deliberately didn't release his interview because I didn't want you to respond to bias on what he said. I want to hear what your message to him is.
Yeah. Well, like in a film tune, Murder Them All, he went hard. So all me I say, he better plan to defend it now. Because me don't tell him to keep silent. And not make me get violent. So anything, if him never take the warning now and launch, if him send a rocket across like Hezbollah, me I go send back something across.
All right.
Devastating.
All right. Yeah, man.
Man.
Peppery, it's been amazing chatting to you, my brother. And can you just let people know where they can find you and check out your music before we go as well?
Yes, I blessing, Give thanks for having me on your program and thing. And Peppery Music on Instagram, from this, so then you can find me anywhere. But
all right, Peppery Music
on Instagram.
All right, you heard it here, people. Peppery, new EP coming out. Lots more work with Timbali. Also, this massive musical, lyrical war between Peppery and Deadly Hunta is something not to be missed. So look out. Peppery's song is out now called Keep Silent. Deadly Hunta is releasing his song Monday in response to Keep Silent. So join us again at the Reggae Up Yourself.
And after that, him dead.
All right. Like I said, I'm in the middle, I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm just like one of the viewers of this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Enjoy the show.
All right. I look forward to that. All right, my brother. Give thanks, more love, more life, more success until such time. See?
Give thanks, brother. Blessing forward.
Blessed. Rastafari. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Blessing, Joe.